All right, guys, today I had to start off the video by wearing a collared shirt. And I'm going to tell you why. I went to my sister's graduation, and in case you guys missed it, I wore just a regular t-shirt and some shorts, and everyone was like, Trey, you can't dress like that. So I put on a collared shirt. All right, I just wanted you guys to see it, so you know that I do, in fact, I have clothes like this. Guys, earnings today. AMC had earnings for Q1, and it was unexpectedly phenomenal. You could argue, compared to actual price of the stock right now, that it would be a beat. However, Adam Aaron was quite hesitant to say that this would be a good quarter. It ended up being a fantastic quarter. It was a great quarter, and there was lots of little tidbits of information within the earnings call. Now, I must admit that I was not able to attend the earnings call. I was actually on post wrapping things up because I am officially out of the military. However, Alpaca, who is my roommate, the Lawton boy, feeds the cats and stuff, he took notes. So we're going to go over that. I've read them all, and I'm very excited to talk about this because there are some pretty interesting things to discuss. Then I'll give kind of my thoughts on that. I will put you on your way. After this video is uploaded, I will be live on Twitch. We'll do 1 hour of stock talks. If you have any questions, I will be live there. You can stop on in. It's at twitch.tv/antijuicer. It's in the description box down below. With that being said, let's just dive right into the meat and potatoes of the video. Let's get right into it. So earnings today, Adam Aaron discussed an obvious beat, right? The company did pretty good. It was solid, especially when you consider the fact that that Adam came out quite frankly saying that he didn't think it would be a beat, but it was. You can see this right here. Earnings per share and revenue. The estimate for both of these was a beat estimate of minus 63 cents. It reported at 52. Revenue expected estimate of 736, and they had $785.7 million of revenue for Q1. Now, this is in large part due to some great showings of different movies that have come out here as of recently. You can see Batman, Doctor Strange, Uncharted. It was the best quarter that AMC has had in 2 years, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's obviously surpassed expectations. You can't be mad about that. You can see all the different ways that they beat here, and it is good to see. Guests have been spending like never before, up 34% from pre-pandemic norms. Not quite at the levels that they were before the pandemic, but it is getting better, right? Their earnings and their revenue is starting to step up. There's a whole bunch of different numbers here. I could take the time to read through all this, but I'd rather dive more into the meat and potatoes of what people are excited about coming down below, which is sort of the future prospects, the future fundamentals, and a couple of key statements that Adam Aaron had made. So I'm going to slowly scroll through this. If you pause the video, you'll be able to read this stuff. But you can read out all the numbers, right? Numbers are honestly pretty solid. You can see what the CFO had to say. Q1, they had 39 million guests worldwide. Pause it if you'd like to read it. But the takeaway is that revenue was better than expected, quite obviously. Right? It was very solid. And they're sitting on a lot of cash, $1.5 billion in total cash, which is a great place to be, especially after considering the fact that they have acquired more movie theaters. They did discuss that during this earnings call. They have added 3 theaters. They have closed 12, presumably to sort of increase their margins. You assume that those theaters have just not been performing very well. And they picked up in a location where they expect more guests. This makes sense from a business perspective, and it's a good thing to see. Net reduction of 62 locations through Q1 of 2022. HYMC, this is actually a pretty interesting piece. They discussed HYMC and their $27.9 million investment. So far, they have gained $63.9 million in Q1 of 2022 based on their March 31st HYMC price. They bought in at about $1. I don't know if you remember that, but Adam bought in, and then pretty much immediately after that, the stock started having a nice move. There's a lot of shorts in the stock. There's a decent amount of favor to delivers. And if I recall correctly, short exempt volume as well. I don't presently have a position in HYMC. I don't have a bone to pick with that, but it does help the company. That's a good thing to see, and they are making money on it. And I would assume that Adam Aaron and AMC are still invested in the company. So from here, we get into what I'm actually pretty excited about. And this is Adam Aaron on strategy. So he talks about a couple of key things: recovery, agility, and transformation. This is their mantra as they move forward. And this is speaking on sort of the different strategies. And this is the ultimate goal of Adam Aaron, is to put AMC in a shoe that is better than it was before pre-pandemic. Now, this is big. This is a big deal. And to be frank with you, I think there's a lot of opportunities out there besides what's just discussed on the sheet of paper, especially especially with streaming services doing as poorly as they have been. I think Netflix striking a deal perhaps with an AMC to get their Netflix exclusive films on the big screen, maybe not a bad idea. Maybe HBO Max. Maybe you see that with Amazon Prime. There's a lot of different ways you can go, but the moral of the story is that streaming has not been doing well, and AMC and movie theaters are on the up and up. So recovery. Their finances show recovery from COVID-19. 2022 will be better than 2021, and 2023 will likely be better than 2022. So you can expect, since 2021 was a great year, Adam Aron's projecting based on other films that are going to be coming out, other business ventures that he's been going on, finding ways to maximize margin profit, and finding a way to get more people to buy things other than a movie ticket. This means concessions. This means getting popcorn on the shelves at brick and mortar locations such as Walmart. Now, let me tell you, the last time I went to Walmart, it's always a trip, but I'll make it out there. I'll go out to Walmart to buy some AMC popcorn. We actually have a popcorn maker here, so if they had like the seeds and like the AMC butter and salt, that'd be nasty. That'd be so good. But nonetheless, all these things sort of contribute to the recovery. And Adam Aron made a statement saying they expect the company to continue to improve. Agility. So this kind of talking up the executive team and the bedrock of which the foundation is built. Taking pride in the company and incentivizing executives and the board and everyone who works for AMC to really be swift with movement. And what swiftness derives from, IMO, in my opinion, swiftness comes with intention. Intention comes with passion and purpose. So if people have an interest in what they're invested in, you're just more likely to see the employees take an interest in the company doing better. But the transformation is probably the most interesting thing. We touched on this before, the amount of money that they have saved up right now. They've got over $1 billion still. And this is off of a couple of key investments. They've bought more movie theaters. They've been working on an AMC credit card. They've been working on, buying out some more movie theater locations. There's a lot of different things that have sort of contributed here. And they're going to continue to do that, right? This outside the box sort of thinking. And this is where I'm really proud of retail investors and of apes is I think a lot of these suggestions come from you guys. I really genuinely do. I mean, later in the call, he makes it a point to state that he has received a binder full of literally 1,000 different ideas. So you know that he's taken the time to at least read through what people have to say. Now, is he going to act on every single one of those things? Maybe not. But the outside of the box thinking is something that I can appreciate. HYMC being a perfect example. They've gained more than 30%. They've made off very, very well. Think of AMC as of pre-pandemic is rear view look at AMC, not the front windshield. This is a statement coming directly from Adam Aron. And what this is sort of, saying is, don't look back. The old AMC that existed is not what he anticipates is going to be in the future. Now, these are all just statements. This does not mean that it is going to happen, but it's tough to argue with trajectory. And the trajectory of the movie has been a very, very solid sort of recovery. And this fundamental improvement is only going to help, especially now in a bear market, hold off some of the wave that's coming crashing into every single stock right now, right? As they continue to fundamentally improve, it gets riskier and riskier and riskier and riskier and riskier for a short to be in a position. And speaking of shorts, Adam Aron made a statement on, no, not naked shorts, not the shorts that he wore on the interview where his pants were down or whatever it may be, but malevolent short sellers, fair to delivers, and dark pool trading. So stick around for that. It's honestly exciting. It's great to hear that come out of his mouth. But these outside the box sort of ideas, they're continuing to march forward with. You can expect more of HYMC type investments. You can expect more of these outside of the box revenue creators, and it's good to see. Popcorn, they're continuing to enter the industry. I'll leave it at that. Branded credit card, they're in discussion with banks. NFTs and crypto. From my understanding here, the NFTs and crypto, they're watching pretty closely for some rules and regulations that are going to come out so they can just do it right away the first time, not have to waste any time, and just get right into really what they want to do with this. But that is something that they're going to do. And I've talked about this before, and what I think would be interesting is with a movie ticket, if you received or you could purchase an NFT with a movie ticket that could be tradable, such as a baseball card. Some baseball cards end up being worth a lot of money in 20 or 30 years. Some don't, right? That's just kind of the luck of the draw. You don't buy the baseball card anticipating it's going to be worth $1 million. Some of them just end up being that way because of sentiment, because of the value of the player, because of how people feel about what that card represents. And that could be the same thing with an NFT representing a movie ticket. Maybe you get another Tobey Maguire sort of Bully Maguire meme, and the next Spider-Man that comes out, that NFT is worth a lot of money. So it's interesting to see they're still marching forward with that. They also have an increase in effectiveness of AMC Investor Connect, have 650,000 members, which is good. And they're continuing to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment at a movie theater. Pricing actions are going to charge more when there is peak demand. This is obviously a smart thing to do. Just widens your margins. You make more money. You pay less up front. You make more on the back end. It's a good thing to see. Theatrical exhibitions. This is pretty cool. They're discussing acquisitions of theaters across the country, such as the LA theaters are just ranked of 30 highest grossing movie theaters in the U.S. since joining AMC. Continuing on with that acquisition of different companies. They're also going to upgrade. They've talked about the lasers that are going to be sort of put into some of these key locations, but they're going to do grow Dolby and IMAX locations in months and year ahead, and they're really a leader in this. I have not seen any other movie theater try to really improve sort of the leisure experience that you get at an AMC movie theater, which is good to see. Projector upgrade, you can read all this. These are good things, which brings me to the comment to retail investors, and this is where people were the most excited, and this was him directly talking to you, to me, to us about our concerns. The only thing that I saw Matt Coors tweet this. The only thing that I think people would have liked to hear from him was about a share recount. But there's a lot of good things in here. He talks about 1,000 different ideas from a binder, an email from different AMC shareholders. It's very obvious that he takes the time to read what we have to say. And FTDs, short selling, and off-exchange trading was finally addressed. And this is really a damn good quote. The line was something along the lines of, do not mistake silence for inaction. And what I perceive this as, and what this means to me coming out of Adam Aaron's mouth, is they are very painfully aware of the situation. They're very painfully aware of our concerns. Now, I don't think, how kind of safe he plays the game. I do not think Adam Aaron would have made that statement if there was not something in the works. What is that thing? I don't know. Maybe he's putting together some sort of case. Maybe he's gathering data, gathering numbers. Who knows? At the end of the day, it's tough to say. But it is good to hear the words out of his mouth, because really what earnings calls are is a pulse check, right? You're getting a pulse check on the company. You're getting a pulse check on the CEO. You're getting a pulse check on, does the price match where the stock should be heading? And right now, what appears to be happening is you have this divergence, right? The company is continuing to recover from the pandemic, from COVID, from getting shut down, and the stock price is instead going down. Now, obviously, there's a bear market, in full play right now. There's a lot of recession talk. There's a lot of bad things taking place with the Fed and the bank. And these freaking goofy goobers are kind of wrecking the experience for now. But what this tells you, after you take your pulse check, is, hey, it's not the company, all right? It's outside factors. It's things that I cannot control. And in the meantime, the price does not represent what the company should be trading for. And that's inherently a good thing. And that's a good pulse check. And the best pulse check that we got is that Adam Aaron is listening to what we have to say, because it is painfully obvious that there is an off-exchange trading problem here. Options and stock, the commons, AMC is a very heavily traded stock in comparison to everything else on the stock market. So when a lot of this is going to internalizers, wholesalers, and dark pool trading, you run into a problem. You don't get true price discovery. And he sees the frustrations, and we got a pulse check on that. The line stuck with me, man. I'm telling you, do not mistake silence for inaction, right? I like to think and I like to hope that he is holding true to that, and that something will come. He claims that when the time is right, when it makes sense to pounce, they will pounce. There's obviously no timeline there, so that's a con, right? Take that for what it is. But there was a lot of good. There's a lot of good in this. I've read a lot of happy tweets, seen a lot of happy people. And remember this, right? We are in a bear market. The market is gross right now. Lots of things are getting smoked. Lots and lots and lots of stocks. Good companies, AMC is continuing to improve. I do not think that this stock should be trading at $12, $13. I don't think many people would say that. I don't think many people would say that this company should be trading at that low of a level, which tells you something, right? There's a short-term divergence in which other outside market conditions are influencing the way that this stock is moving. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. And that's huge. It's good to get that pulse check. We got a nice move in the after hours. AMC right now up 3%, was up more. I'll show you guys just a quick chart in terms of what it looked like. You got a little pop, you got a small fade. This is pretty typical. Usually when AMC has a good earnings, you get pop and fade. That's just the AMC standard. That's the off-exchange trading, the internalizing standard for the company. Don't be concerned, right? Think big picture here. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at how things are improving. I'm genuinely happy. This is a good call, and I'm glad. I'm the most glad that he just finally addressed all the things we were concerned about. So, good to be back, guys. We're going to be back to our normal schedule now that I'm back home. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Take it easy, my friends. Appreciate you tuning in. Much love, light taps, as always. And peace.